Hello everyone, my name is Haris Alshay. Today I'm going to continue with my next video for Computer Technology 2, the Cisco application. I would like to start discussing first about the content of the video. The first part we're going to discuss is the recap of Computer Technology Part 1 where we left off. The next part would be the progress I've made since then, which are the application layout, the fragment layout, the fragment Java class, the Bluetooth layout, and finally the Bluetooth Java code. In the last video I discussed the hardware and software I was going to use for the project. The hardware being used for this project were the Arduino Nano and the HC06 Bluetooth. These two devices are vital for my project as they will connect my application via Bluetooth. The software I was going to use was the Arduino IDE to code the Arduino Nano and the Android Studio, which is going to be used to develop my application. In my last video, I was successful getting the connection between the HC06 and the Arduino Nano as the Bluetooth was starting to work. And the next part of the video was to develop my application. And in my last video, I mentioned that the application was under process, and since then, I have made a lot of progress on the application. The first part of the progress I have made so far is implementing the layout of the application. As you can see on the picture, I have implemented the navigation bar. The navigation bar consists of Bluetooth, command, connections, and tools. If you click on the Bluetooth, you would find the connections that are going to be listed, which you can connect your phone to. And the command will consist of all the commands that are required to configure the Cisco routers and Cisco switches. The connection tab is for to view all the phone the device which is connected to. And finally, the tools tab can be used as a setting. This particular layout consists of the Bluetooth devices showing up. This is a fragment layout, and the design philosophy behind the fragment layout is primarily to support more dynamic and flexible UI design on large screens such as tablets, because a tablet screen is much larger than that of a handset. Saying that, the handsets these days are getting bigger, larger and larger. But anyways, there are more room to combine and interchange UI components. Fragments allow such designs without the need for you to manage complex changes to the view hierarchy. By dividing the layout of an activity into fragments, you become able to modify the activity appearance at runtime and preserve those changes in the backstack that's managed by the activity. On the picture, you can see the Java class for the fragment 1, as this will contain all the Bluetooth settings. A fragment represents a behavior or a portion of user interface in an activity. You can combine multiple fragments in a single activity to build a multiplane UI, and reuse a fragment in multiple activities. You can think of a fragment as a module section of an activity, which has its own lifecycle, rec- receives its own input events, and which you can add or remove while the activity is running. It's sort of an for of like a sub activity that you can reuse in different activities. This is the Bluetooth layout. As you can see in the picture, the page will consist of a turn on and off button. Once turned on, the application will list all the available devices currently available to connect. The picture shows the Java code required to implement Bluetooth connectivity. This code is implemented on the main activity Java file. Bluetooth is a way to send or receive data between two different devices. Android platform includes support for the Bluetooth framework that allows a device to wirelessly exchange data with other Bluetooth devices, such as in my case would be the Arduino Nano, which is connected to the Cisco switch or router. Android also provides Bluetooth API to perform these different operations. The operations that the API provides are scan for other Bluetooth devices, gets a list of paired devices, connects to other devices through service discovery. Android also provides a Bluetooth adapter class to communicate with Bluetooth. It creates an object of this by calling the static method getDefaultAdapter. The next step in my project is going to be testing the Bluetooth on the simulator and then downloading the application on an Android phone and testing if the connection works. The second step would be trying to connect the Cisco router and switch. In my case, connecting my application through my phone to the Cisco router and switch, which is connected through the Arduino Nano. And the final step for the application development would be to implement a terminal to configure the router and switch, where I could use the commands. Here are my references you can use. These websites to learn more about the Android Bluetooth connection and the Android fragment. Thank you everyone for watching.